Today I'm going to tell you the absolute truth about owning a Porsche, and it isn't all rainbows and unicorns. I've owned 4 Porsches in roughly 20 years. Yeah, I'm old. I normally try to keep everything positive, but if you are looking at buying a Porsche, you need to know the complete story. Porsche makes some truly wonderful cars, and 99% of Porsche owners are some of the best people that you will ever meet. Unfortunately, there's that 1% that are often called purists, or as I like to call them, some people on the internet that have nothing better to do than to put others down. These are the folks that will make sure to let you know that if you don't drive an air-cooled Porsche, that it isn't a real Porsche. Or if you drive a 996, that the headlights make it not a real 911. These are the type of people that will put down the Boxster as a hairdresser's car, and in the past, some purists would say that the 964 generation of the Porsche 911 just wasn't a worthy 911. To those kinds of comments, and trust me, I'm only scratching the surface, I would just remind folks what they were likely told as children. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Simply let others enjoy their Porsche. If they like it, that's all that matters. Let's all just be kind and drive. If you're a purist and about to comment, keep watching because I may make you even angrier before I'm done, and I'd hate to have you waste keystrokes. A Porsche can get more attention than something like an everyday Honda Civic. Some of this attention is great when someone just says, that's a nice car, but other attention isn't fun at all. Porsches have a well-deserved reputation as fast cars. This means that some peace officers will pay more attention to you than a standard vehicle. If you don't pay attention to your speed, it's quite easy to end up with a ticket as a souvenir from what otherwise would have been a fun drive. Beyond police, some people will simply make assumptions. You may have bought a model that has depreciated quite a bit since new, but since Porsches evolved, many can't tell the year of their more modern cars. Because of this, some will assume you are very well off. While you might be doing fine, Porsches are driven by both extremely high wage earners as well as many middle-class folks that have leveraged depreciation to enjoy some of the best sports cars that you can purchase. Even if you aren't rich, in a depreciated Porsche, you'll feel like a millionaire when you go to the dollar store. Or is that the dollar and quarter store now? While Porsches get plenty of unwanted attention and some wanted attention, you won't get the type of attention that you would with a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. Unless you drive a Porsche 918 Spider or a Carrera GT, even if you drive a 911 GT RS, many will think it's just another 911 Carrera. But it won't be so many that it will normally take you 30 minutes to fill up your gas tank due to people asking about your car, with a few exceptions. If you want a Porsche for the express purpose of standing out and getting noticed, then you probably want to look at an Italian option. The crazier, the better. But if you just want to drive an incredible machine and not to get too much attention, then Porsche offers the perfect cars. And if you're a middle-aged man, do you really want extra attention? It's not unusual for tires to be expensive on a high-performance car, but expect for reasonable use out of these tires, especially if you don't use your normal tires for track days. One downside to especially rear-engine Porsches is that while they offer tons of traction, that does come at a price. Their tires tend to have a shorter lifespan. This is extremely true on the 911s, especially those using lower profile tires with modern high-performance compounds. I've heard of some folks only getting 10 to 15,000 miles before they need to replace their rear tires. Some of this is going to depend on how spirited you choose to drive, but plan to put some extra cash away for new tires every few years depending on your driving style and how many miles you put on your Porsche each year. Though I'm sure your tires will last much longer if you subscribe to this channel. Results may vary. We are finally to the elephant in the room that makes many decide to pass on Porsche ownership even when depreciation has made some models much less expensive than a new Toyota Camry. That, of course, is the potential of costly repairs. So far in my personal Porsche ownership, I haven't done a costly repair. I also do my maintenance myself, so I don't pay for labor, which even with a good independent mechanic can be extremely costly. And then there is the fear of catastrophic engine failure leading to a replacement or complete rebuild. While someone can do parts of this work themselves, most will need a good mechanic for a good portion of a rebuild. Figure on paying about $15,000, and if you make some tempting performance upgrades, the prices can keep climbing. Obviously, for most of us, the idea of spending $15,000 on a car repair is a hard pill to swallow. And for those prone to worry, it can wear on you mentally. The good news is there are things you can do to reduce your chances of expensive repair bills. One way is to purchase a well-maintained Porsche with documentation of the work done. You may pay a premium for a car that has had preventative maintenance done for common issues, but this will usually pay off in the long run. Beyond this, getting a pre-purchase inspection by a mechanic familiar with the model Porsche that you are looking to purchase will also help give you an idea exactly what you're getting yourself into. It's simply worth the few $100s of upfront costs. Often the most expensive Porsche is a cheap Porsche. Trust me, my first Porsche only cost $200. To finish the restoration was going to cost me more than I paid for my next Porsche, and I ended up using that one as a dependable daily driver for the next 5 years. At times, Porsche ownership may not be for the faint of heart, but once you get behind the wheel, all that will fade away and all you're left with is a smile. The thing is, if you want to experience the bliss of Porsche ownership, then you want to get the best deal available. So check out this video about the 996 generation Porsche 911 Mark